How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. We are back for another week and I hope every single one of you have had a very good weekend. Now, on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the results from the Premier League over the weekend. And we're also going to be taking a look at Arsenal because it looks like Martinez has signed for Aston Villa.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right. So before we get started with today's show, I want to send all of you down into the description box because if you click the link there, you can catch up with the latest DTFC game. It was the first game of the season last week. And my word, what an entertaining game. 11 goals in the game. If you haven't seen it or if you don't know the score, just go and watch. And when you have watched, let me know in the comments section what you think about the result. And let me know what you think about the performance in general. So get yourself over there. Now, with today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the results over the course of the weekend. The Premier League is back and it did not disappoint, that's for sure. First game of the weekend, of course, was Fulham against Arsenal. And what a way to start the season for Arsenal. 3-0 winners. Now, the opening 10 minutes or so of the game, I felt that Fulham started okay. They weren't too bad. And there was nearly a nervy moment involving debutant Gabriel. But then we settled. And then we took a hold of the game. And some of the football we played was absolutely brilliant. And you can really start to see the identity that Mikel Arteta is stamping on this team. Now, the standout performers for Arsenal, Gabriel, Willian, 3 assists on his debut. That's not a bad start, is it? Lacazette scoring in the opening 10 minutes. That kind of relaxed things a little bit. Gabriel scores on his debut. And then Aubameyang, trademark, should we say, that finish. It was virtually identical to the one we scored against Liverpool in the Community Shield. The difference was that it was Willian spraying the pass instead of Saka. But the finish was identical. Even the runners, Maitland-Niles in front, Kieran Tierney behind. Again, Arsenal are starting to show that Mikel Arteta is stamping an authority on the team. It's as simple as that. Brilliant performance and a brilliant result. And you know what else it does? It keeps Arsenal top of the league. Now, the other games on Saturday. Crystal Palace against Southampton. And this was a very good victory for Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha, great finish. But Crystal Palace will have their goalkeeper to thank for getting the 3 points, especially the couple of saves he made towards the end. One in injury time as well from Danny Ings. And Crystal Palace, they'll be really happy that they've got off to a winning start for the new season. West Ham against Newcastle United, and West Ham are in all sorts of problems already. Newcastle 2-0 winners. Callum Wilson, one of the goal scorers there on his debut. And looking at this game as well, and I know that West Ham weren't overly great, shall we say, but they had chances. They did create. And on another night, they could well have got themselves some goals. And they could have got themselves something out of this game. But it just wasn't that good as a whole. And the fact that West Ham were at home, it's the first game, the problems that are going on behind the scenes, the owners, the fans don't want them there, fans can't go in the stadium, but then maybe that's actually a good thing for West Ham at the moment, that they can't go into the stadium, because who would want to go into West Ham at the moment and watch what they're putting on show? It's dreadful. I've seen fans turning on Declan Rice on social media, one of their best players. Granted, he didn't have a good game, but don't turn on him. It's not the player's fault. I don't even think it's David Moyes' fault. You know, you've got to blame one set of people, and that's the owners. It's as simple as that. Now, what a game this was. Liverpool against Leeds United. 4-3 to Liverpool. And I'll tell you something, fair play to Leeds United. If this is how they're going to play this season, then we are in for a real treat watching them. If they play like this against the majority of sides, they will pick up victories. But you cannot be that naive when you're playing against teams like Liverpool. Mo Salah with a hat-trick, couple of goals from the penalty spot. Nothing changes. But one of his finishes, absolute quality. Leeds goals, the second one in particular from Bamford. Awful mistake from Virgil van Dijk. I don't know what it is, but this seems to be something that's becoming a regular occurrence with Van Dijk now. You remember the mistake he made against Arsenal before the end of last season and everything else? And I don't know whether there's got a sense of complacency about his game, that sense of arrogance. I don't mind players that have got arrogance, because Liverpool deserve to strut around with a sense of swagger because of what they've done in the last couple of years. But maybe that sense of swagger and that sense of, you know, being so good has just started to take their eye off the ball, shall we say. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Virgil van Dijk is still world class. One of the best defenders in world football. It's as simple as that. But he's making more and more of these errors. Where he went a couple of years with none, they're now starting to creep in. And there seems to be that sense of, you know, that arrogance. Like just complacency, shall we say. It's a strange one. But yeah, Liverpool won't really mind too much. Entertaining game, and they got the 3 points. Now we go into Sunday's games. First one was West Brom against Leicester. Very, very comfortable afternoon for Leicester. Jamie Vardy doing what Jamie Vardy does, which is score goals. West Brom, they're going to find out very, very quickly what the Premier League's all about. And if they don't sort this out, then like Fulham, they could be very much in trouble very quickly and back in the Championship before you know it. And I can't say much more than that, to be quite honest with you. A great start for Leicester, but West Brom, one to forget. Now the next game, last one of the weekend, was Tottenham against Everton, and Everton run out 1-0 winners. Calvert-Lewin, the Arsenal fan, yeah, he is an Arsenal fan, scoring the winning goal. And I'll tell you something, if it wasn't for Richarlison leaving his shooting boots at home, this game would have been about 4 or 5. Tottenham were absolutely dreadful. And I'm not saying this because I don't like Tottenham. I'm saying it because they were absolutely crap. You even go online and look at what the Tottenham fans are saying. Mourinho is already calling out his players. First game of the new season, the man's calling out his players. You're the one who's had these players. You're the one who's done a pre-season. You're the one who sets up the tactics and sends them out on the pitch. What is that? That was dreadful. Tottenham are so poor. And I'll tell you something, their Europa League qualifier this week has got a little bit more difficult when you look at the way that they've performed, because they are toothless. Absolutely toothless. Spineless. Weak. Feeble. Everything you can think of. I'm telling you, it will cost them a lot of money, but I can see Mourinho not lasting the season, because I don't think Tottenham are going to do anything this season. Honestly, I really don't. They are dreadful. A poor, poor team managed by a manager that's past it. Finished. I won't disrespect Mourinho for what he's achieved, because what he has achieved as a manager is just phenomenal. He's won trophies, he's done everything. But there becomes a time when your time is done. And right now, as a manager, Jose Mourinho's not even better than me. I'm not even bantering. He's not even better than me. At least my team play good football. They play crap. End of story. So those were the results over the course of the weekend. Some interesting ones in there. Plenty of goals. And Chelsea, they get underway tonight as well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with them. Of course, the Manchester clubs, They're not starting over the course of the weekend because of their involvements at the latter stages in European competitions. So they're going to have to wait. But yeah, some good opening games for the Premier League season and a lot of excitement. Last piece of news involves Arsenal and Emi Martinez. And over the weekend, he was left out of the Arsenal squad against Fulham. Leno back in goal. And that was because he was in Birmingham sorting out his transfer to Aston Villa. And the reports are that it's done. Just waiting for official confirmation. But it's going to be around about £16 million, which will rise to £20 million with add-ons. 28 years old now. Been at Arsenal for over 10 years. And this has upset some fans. And, you know, some are not happy that he's been let go. Is the price not that great? On one of my daily shows, I think 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Ramsdale, wasn't it? That signed for Sheffield United from Bournemouth. And he costs more than Martinez. Strange. But what I'm looking at is not the sentimental side of things. And I want people to hear me out on this, all right? Effectively, Emi Martinez has been a backup goalkeeper for 10 years or so. He's never really got his chance. So he's always been a backup goalkeeper. He's been on loan to various clubs, including Reading, etc. If you would have sold Emi Martinez 6 months ago, before Leno got injured, you'd have probably been lucky to get around about £2-3 million, in all honesty. Couple of years left on his contract, not played in the top flight, no real experience, 28 years old, hasn't, you know, established himself anywhere. So the price would have been fair. Let's be real about this. And that's what I'm trying to say. Take the sentiment out of this for a second. He then obviously comes into the side because Leno gets injured. And he's been exceptional. Trust me when I say he's been exceptional. He's been absolutely immense. And it's really, really tough to see this happen. But when you look at how much they're getting for him now, which is based on effectively 10 matches of football. Emi Martinez has come in. He's played around about 10 matches. He's been exceptional. And Arsenal have ended up getting nearly £20 million for him. 10 matches or so ago, they'd have been lucky to get £2 or £3 million. So do you see what I'm saying? In a business sense, it actually makes sense. And if Arsenal and their statisticians and goalkeeping coaches and all the people behind the scenes that know a lot more than you, me, anybody, have said that Bernd Leno is the best goalkeeper at the club, and they've made this decision to sell Martinez, then why are we moaning and arguing? Yes, on a sentimental side of things, it's hard to see. He's one of our own and everything else. But I'm trying to, you know, be objective about this and look past the sentiment. And that's what I'm looking at. Because this money could be used towards somebody that we do genuinely need further forward. You see what I'm getting at? So, yeah, Emi Martinez, it looks like he is an Aston Villa player and they've got themselves one hell of a goalkeeper. And he could well be a big signing for Aston Villa. And he could well be one of the reasons why they will stay in the Premier League if they do, of course. And what I would say, Aston Villa, is look after him because he's a good lad. And I wish Emi Martinez all the best. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. Like I was saying earlier on, links in the description for the DTFC game. Get over there, go and watch and see how we play football. Then let me know in the comment section what you thought of the game. There's going to be loads going on this week. Previews to the West Ham game and everything else. And I will be with AFTV for the watch along because obviously I wasn't there at the weekend just gone. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on this channel. Make sure you like the video and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.